Guys, I am having the most absolute best time this spring break. Honestly, spring break has served me so good. I've been focusing on myself, going to the gym. I dyed my hair back to my natural color. Spring break honestly has been so much fun. I'm in such a good mood. Life is good. Life is great. What is up with you guys? Welcome back to Don't Quote Me on That. Are you guys on spring break? Did spring break already pass? Is it coming up? Anyways, I hope you have a really good spring break. Hope you relax, unwind, forget about school, forget about everything. I'm honestly having such a good time. And let's keep having a good time. Let's talk about, we're going to talk about something that wasn't a really good time in my life. But as you know, you grow, you learn, and those bad and shitty experiences that we have end up turning into like stories we can tell later on in life, and they can help other people, which is exactly what we're going to do today. We're going to talk about the fact that when I was 17, so this is 2021, I got cheated on. I was with this guy. I'm going to tell you guys a story, but this guy was basically cheating on me the entire time. This was my senior year of high school, and it was right at the beginning of summer, right after graduation. It was horrible. I had the worst time. But, if anything, the post-cheating glow-up that you get after you get cheated on, as much as it sucks, you have the best glow-up ever after. So, let's talk about it. Let's talk about relationships. Let's talk about that. Also, guys, like, I know that I recently got out of a relationship. This is not that relationship. Like, my relationship that just ended on good terms. It was a mutual thing. We'll talk about it later in a couple of months when I'm ready to talk about it. But this was not that relationship. This was the guy before my ex. Just wanted to clear that up. That it was a different guy than my ex. This is 2021, but I got cheated on.
Good morning. Can you talk? I really need coffee. I'm so stressed. I was up studying. I'm gonna be late to class. I'll call you later. I just want to be lazy right now. I should probably go to the gym. I'm hungry. Want to hang out? I don't know anyone going tonight. I'm kind of freaking out. Does this look good? It's gonna be so much fun though. I can't wait. And yeah, that's what I would do. Just don't quote me on that.
So, like I said, this was my senior year of college. This is back in 2021. And I met this guy, and we're gonna call him Mr. Baseball Guy because he played baseball. So Mr. Baseball Guy and I meet. I think we met just because of like friends in common, and I needed his like Snapchat for something. I get his Snap. We had a class together. I don't know. I didn't get his Snap like to flirt with him. I just needed something. It was like a homework assignment, or like I just needed to like get a hold of him. But because of that class, I reach out, whatever, and then we end up talking. We have some friends in common. We hang out. And we just become like really good friends. I had like 3 months left of high school. So I was graduating in May. I had 3 months left in high school, and he was in the grade below. Big mistake. He was in the grade below me, but he was my same age because I'm supposed to be like a grade or two below. So we're the same age, but he was the grade below me. We start talking, we start hanging out, we become really good friends. And then obviously we like found each other attractive. So we never become boyfriend and girlfriend officially. Like I never like brought him home and like introduced him to my parents, although I did meet his mom. But so it was very serious, but we just never, like, he never asked me to be his girlfriend, but we were together, we were exclusive. But whatever, point is, we both said I love you to each other. We were both supposedly together, exclusive for months, and we graduate. Graduation happens. I graduate, and this is over the summer. So the first month of summer, I had given him my iPad during the time that we were together at boarding school because he broke his phone. He didn't have his phone with him, and I was like, I need to talk to you. So instead of him not having a phone, I was like, let me just give you my iPad so you can download Snapchat, Instagram, whatever, and like we can FaceTime on my iPad, This was at boarding school. He had my iPad for months. We graduate. I get my iPad back. Now I'm in Miami. He's back home in Connecticut. I have my iPad. I go on my iPad, and then I see that all of the like apps were still downloaded and still had his username logged in. So I was still logged into his Instagram. I was still logged into his Snapchat. I was still logged into everything. He forgot to log out. But when I found it and I saw that I was logged in, I wasn't necessarily like looking for anything. It's not that I thought he was cheating on me or I had like a bad vibe, or I don't know. I was just like, that's funny. Like, I just thought of it as like, oh, LOL. Like, I'm on your Instagram, your Snapchat. I was literally talking to him about it. I was like, ha ha ha. And then I go on his DMs just like out of curiosity. I was with my sister. It was like midnight. I was with my sister. It was midnight. I go on DMs, just, I don't know. I wanted to see who he was talking to. But again, just like literally out of curiosity. Never in my life thinking that I was going to find anything, especially not what I found. And then I see this DM with this girl. We're going to call her Mallory. And he's DMing her. And I open the conversation. And then the last conversation that they had was she sent him a picture that he posted of me. So he posted a picture of me and she sent it to him and was like, what the hell? Who is she? And I was like, why is this girl asking the guy that I'm with, who am I? Like, I'm the girl he's with. Like, what do you mean? Who are you? And then I keep scrolling and I keep going up their conversation. And their conversation goes back to before we met. This guy had been with her basically, and then met me and got into a exclusive relationship, situationship, whatever you want to call it, with me, having this girl back home. And this was his ex. So his texts with her go back to, like I said, when we first met, before, and the texts were disgusting. Disgusting, disturbing. It was literally a porn script. Like, if I read it out to you guys, it's what I think Pornhub would have used to write a script for a porn movie. The things they said to each other, the things he was saying to her, I want to do this and that to you, the like words he was using, everything. I was so disgusted and disturbed, and it was so like just explicit, literally, and I couldn't believe it. When I read these conversations, I was shaking. Like, I was holding the iPad, shaking, tears just dropping down my face. My sister was like, stop reading them, like stop. And I was like, no, like at this point, like I'm already reading this, like I need to know like what the hell is going on here. I read all of the conversations, and at this point I'm like, okay, that feeling of your heart dropping to the bottom of your ass, it's a feeling that I'll never forget. That like shock of finding out that everything you thought was true was a lie. Finding out that this person who said I love you to you was sending naked pictures to another girl. It's hard to process. I was in shock for a minute. Because also he was never the type of guy who you would expect that from. You know, like when all my friends found out, they were so in shock. They were like, there is no way he was cheating on you. Like, baseball guy was the nicest. No red flags. Like, baseball guy was amazing. He was amazing to me. He was amazing to my friends. He was such a gentleman. Like, there was literally nothing that could have warned me or my friends. Because any guy that honestly that I've introduced to my friends before, they're always like, nah. This was the first guy in high school that my friends were like, I approve. Or like, I really like this guy for you. He's really nice. He was friends with all of us. When we all found out, it was like a massive what the hell shock. So I freaked out and I screenshotted all of the conversations. I still have the screenshots, but I screenshotted everything and I just sent it to him. I didn't say anything. I literally just sent it to him. And then this man called me, I think like 72 times. I did not answer. And he was spam calling me, FaceTiming me, spam calling me. He was texting me like, if you don't pick up, we can't talk about it. Like, we can't fix things if we don't talk about it. I finally picked up. And I think that was a huge mistake because this man literally just goes like, yo, bro, you don't understand. Like, it's a really complicated situation. And I just don't think you understand. Like, it's complicated. Like, we've been together for a really long time, and it was just hard to like break things off. And I just don't think you understand how like complicated the situation is. I was like, that is your excuse? That is your excuse. I find out that the first basically guy that I tell I love you to, the first guy that I have like a serious kind of thing with, and your excuse is, oh, it's complicated. Honestly, I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh, you just don't understand. It's complicated. It's like, it's not that complicated. You can explain it to me. It's really not that complicated. I see it as you had your ex and you didn't know how to break things off. You still had feelings for her. Then you went to a different school. You found this girl that you also found attractive, thought you could have the best of both worlds because you have a huge, gigantic ego, and thinking and knowing that you have two girls at the same time is going to feed that for you. And then you just got caught. It's not that hard. Like, it's really not that hard. It's as simple as that. Obviously, I was completely heartbroken, completely shattered after. And I think it shatters you because you think that it's something that was wrong with you. Something that you did wrong. Like, I wasn't good enough for him. I wasn't pretty enough. I'm not skinny enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not nice enough. I'm not, like, it's me. There's something wrong with me, and that's why they had to go find another girl. There is nothing wrong with you. Literally nothing wrong with you. And that's the first thing that if you get cheated on, please do not do. Do not think that there is any reason as to why that is okay and why they did that. Guys, the camera is overheating because I'm in the car and it's overheating in the Miami heat. So I am gonna keep filming this later and we're gonna finish later. But yeah, I need to leave because it literally turned off. It was like hot. He's just another guy. Hit him with your car. No, literally. No, don't hit him with your car, but he is just another guy. It's the next day because the camera thing with the heat, Miami problems, but let's keep talking about it. Let's pick up where we left off. So that's the story of me finding out. And I found out, called him, whatever. He tried apologizing, da-da-da. Number one thing you cannot do when you get cheated on or when you find out that a guy was playing you or playing two girls at the same time, whatever it is, you cannot start thinking of all the things that could have been wrong with you. Oh, I'm not pretty enough, or I'm not skinny enough, or I'm not nice enough, or I'm not smart enough, or all these things that you think are the reason as to why he did what he did. He cheated on me because of something that maybe was wrong with me. No, like there was literally absolutely nothing wrong with you. The reason guys cheat, and I very much believe this, is because they need to feed their huge, gigantic ego, and having two girls at the same time, or knowing that they can have you, have someone else, like, I got two girls at the same time, like, that feeds their ego. And that to them is like, I am such a bad bitch, and I can get whoever, and I am basically like the king of the world. And it just makes them look pathetic. It's a twisted mindset of the more girls that I can have at the same time mean the hotter I am, or like the cockier I can be, and I'm a big guy. Like, no. Being a big guy is a guy that knows how to respect women. The guy that is loyal to you. That is a big man. That is a great guy. Not the guy that can get a lot of girls. That does not make them the good guy. But that's what they think. So it's an ego thing. It's nothing about you. It has nothing really to do with you. Because they still want you. They still like you. They're still hooking up with you. They're still talking to you. They're still whatever it is. They're still dating you because they still like you, because they're still attracted to you. Obviously, there's still that connection there, but they're insecure. They're little insecure men, and that's not enough. It's like, okay, sure, I have her, but like, if I have another one, that means I can reassure myself that like I'm good enough. At the end of the day, men who cheat are just really insecure about themselves, and they need to feed that huge ego of theirs, but it has nothing to do with you. So don't blame yourself, because that's a mistake I made after I found out. I was like, I'm not skinny enough, and I'm not pretty enough, and I'm not all these things. And I started working out a lot, and that's when, honestly, my eating disorders kind of like skyrocketed, because I was like, I need to be super, super skinny. Also because his ex, the girl that he cheated with me on, she was like a gym rat. And she had a great body. She has a great body. So I obviously compared myself to her. Second thing we're not going to do, ladies, comparison. So the first one we're not going to do is we're not going to blame ourselves. Second thing we're not going to do is we're not going to compare ourselves to the other girl. Oh, she has what I don't have, and she's prettier, she's skinnier, I need to look like her, I need to be like her, and that's why, like, if I look like her or if I'm like her, he's going to want to be with me. Nope. No, it's not a competition. You're not in competition with her to get him. She also should not be in competition with you to get him. Like, ladies, can we not just compete with each other to get a guy? It's literally just a guy. Like, let's run them over with a car. But please do not fall into that trap of comparing yourself with the other girl, thinking that if you were more like her, he would have not cheated on you. He still would have cheated on you. So he still would have done it. He still would have done it because at the end of the day, I'm telling you, it's not about you. It's really not about you. It's about the fact that they're insecure and they need to feed their ego. So they were still gonna do it regardless. You could be the smartest, hottest, amazing, most like powerful woman on earth, and a guy will still cheat on you. And we see it so many times. Like freaking Emily Ratajkowski got cheated on. I still can't get over that. It's still like one of like my Roman empires. Like how Emily Ratajkowski, like she's stunning. Emily Ratajkowski got cheated on by her husband. She had a kid. She still got cheated on. Men will be men at the end of the day. Doesn't matter who you are. Doesn't matter who the other girl is. If he is an insecure piece of trash, he's gonna cheat on you. So there's no point in blaming yourself. There's no point in comparing yourself to the other girl. Those are all things that are not gonna help you heal from this at all. If anything, they're just gonna hurt you so much, and maybe just like turn the cycle of like the breakup into a cycle of like self-hatred and leaving yourself behind and forgetting about yourself, not loving yourself, on top of the fact that somebody who you thought loved you doesn't love you anymore. So right now, the thing that you need to do the most is really just hug yourself, not try to get back together with them, not try to find an explanation as to why they did that. Some things you just don't need to know. You don't need to know the why. There's really not even a good enough explanation. Like, even if you want them to tell you why, even if you're like, but why? Why did you tell me you loved me if you did this? Why did you? And I did all of those things. Like, I really wanted to know why he did what he did. And at the end of the day, I wasn't really going to get an answer. And even if I did, that's not good enough of an excuse. It wasn't. There's not good enough of an excuse. So don't try to find an answer or try to get, I don't know, like closure and talk to him and no contact, block, bye. I'm gonna admit to something absolutely horrible, which is rule number 3. We're not gonna try to get back together with them. Because I did that. And hey, in my case, I guess you could have justified it. And this is how I justified it. I was like, he never actually like hooked up with her. I know that it's still cheating, but when you really care about someone, you try to find dumb excuses and try to justify their actions so that you don't lose them. So in my stupid 17-year-old head, 17-year-old me was like, he never actually like touched her. He never like really hung out with her even in person. They were just like sexting. So I was like, that's kind of fine. It wasn't. But again, dumb 17-year-old me was like, that's fine. Let's get back together. I'll try to forgive you. We can move on. Guess what he did? He got back together with her and then started dating her over the summer and posted everywhere for me to see. Oh, I would just also block him if you can, because not blocking, huge mistake. I don't care if you think it's petty, just block him. Didn't do that. So I had to see them everywhere. And then after they broke up, he wanted to get back together with me. That's the thing. They're going to come back because then they're going to realize that they really fumbled the bag because they did. You're such a prize. And that's why they were with you in the beginning, because they know that. They just didn't know how to appreciate you enough. They thought that, oh, I can get the best of both worlds. And in life, you can't have everything you want. You can't have the 2 girls at the same time. You need to freaking pick one. And they couldn't do that. They wanted to have everything, ego, insecurities, whatever. So they lost you. But they know that you were very valuable. They just didn't appreciate you in time. And they want to come back. They want to come back. They realize that they really made a mistake, but you cannot let them come back. Again, not just because once a cheater, always a cheater. Simply because you should never forget your worth just because somebody else forgot what you're worth. He couldn't appreciate you on time, at all, whatever it was. He couldn't value you. But you should never stop valuing yourself, ever. Just because somebody else can't appreciate you, please never stop appreciating yourself. And because you know that you're very valuable and that you deserve somebody who values you that way, because you respect yourself way too damn much, you're not gonna let them come back. Him cheating on me taught me that there's so many people in this world who are not going to see my value. They're not. They're not going to appreciate me. They're not going to care about me like that and like see how valuable I am. But I need to know how valuable I am. And if I know how valuable I am, I can demand that respect and I can look for somebody who values me that same way. And him cheating on me showed me that I still needed to value myself more and to respect myself more and to not let the guy walk all over me and be like sure that I'm like, okay, I'm good enough. I'm confident that I don't need you. And honestly, that's kind of when I had like a post-cheating glow up. Not in a physical way, kind of though, because you do look better after breakups, but not just in a physical way, in an emotional way, in the sense that I was like, I took that control back. I got that confidence back, and it really taught me that if I don't love myself, I'm never going to be able to find someone who loves me that much. If I don't think that I'm worth a bazillion dollars, then no one's going to think that I'm worth a bazillion dollars. And no one's going to pay a bazillion dollars to date me. Obviously not that we're paying people to date you, but you get what I mean. You need to know that worth and never forget it, because people are not always going to see it, especially guys. Because you're smart, you're kind, you're beautiful, you love with all of your heart, you're sensitive, kind-hearted person. You are worth so freaking much. But here's the thing, a 17-year-old boy is not going to see that value because his head is not here and oh my God, I want to marry her. No, his head isn't just like, let's have a really good time. A 17-year-old boy is an immature little baby who just is not going to see your value, make you forget your actual value. And it was awful. It was awful, and I cried a lot, and I was miserable, and I did really stupid things because of it, and just bad time. It's not a good time. But ooh, that post-cheating glow up, I swear to God, I swear. Low key, every single bad thing that happens to you is a blessing in disguise. And as much as it hurt and as much as it sucked, I am so freaking glad that he cheated on me. When he did, that I found out when I did, because the timings worked out perfectly and I got like the perfect closure for when I needed to move on to my next relationship. And even though it literally broke me down and made me this like super insecure and self-conscious girl, from that, I was able to become such a confident girl, such a sure of herself girl, that now when I meet other guys, oh, the standards are up here. And now with my recent ex, they're over here. So all of those things build you, as much as they suck, to know how much you're worth, what standards you're setting for the people that are in your life. You learn to value yourself a lot. And anyone who doesn't see that value, you're not gonna cut them any slack. You're not gonna cut them any slack. Obviously, I hope you don't get cheated on, but if you do, that post-cheating glow up girl. Also, if he cheated on you, he's really just not that worth it, so don't cry about him. I know you're going to, but he's not worth it. No. Insecure. So yeah, that's me getting cheated on. That's the post-cheating glow up that I had from all of the things that I learned. And like I said, as much as it sucks, it sucks. One, I learned so much. And two, now you know all the things that I wouldn't do if I were to get cheated on again. And all the things that I would do if I got cheated on again. And all the things that I learned from getting cheated on. Hopefully it helps you, but hopefully you don't get cheated on. And guys, we're talking about teenagers. The chances that you actually end up with him, slim to none. Hate to be the bearer of bad news, but when you're dating a teenager, trust me, you think that they're your whole world. Now that we're 20, it was just puppy, teenager-y, high school romance. But I feel your pain. I'm just gonna tell you that it's gonna be okay. It will be okay. It'll be better than okay, actually. Okay, guys, it's my last day in Miami. I'm going back to college tomorrow, which is so awful. I am not looking forward to it at all. Like, I am so miserable. But it's my last day, so I'm gonna go tan, enjoy the beach. I will talk to you guys later, and I'll see you next week for another episode.